When that Cha-Ching goes off, how much of it is actually yours? On an $18 sale, $2.25 of it isn't. That's about 12%, and that's on a good day. If that sale came through one of 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞's off-site ads, it's $4.50, a quarter. That's the answer to the small question. Now, the bigger one is what the top sellers are actually doing about it. There's one line in 𝐬𝐮𝐬's fee schedule that quietly punishes you the more successful you get. In the last video, I found this store, Ali Mary Digital. That was the strongest small shop in my sample. Let's run their best case sales scenario through 𝐬𝐮𝐬's actual fee schedule. Okay, so $18.88 comes in. The listing fee is 20 cents. Now, every listing costs that much, and it does renew every 4 months or every time the item sells. The transaction fee is 6.5%. That's $1.23. Then payment processing, and this one's a percentage plus a flat fee. 3% plus 25 cents no matter what. That comes to 82 cents. And keep that flat 25 cents in mind. It's the same quarter whether you sell a $2 sticker or a $100 bundle, which means the cheaper your product, the harder that quarter bites. If you add all that up, it's $2.25 gone, which is about 12%. That's on a normal, no ads, and best case sales scenario. Now, the line that most people don't know about is this. 𝐬𝐮𝐬 runs ads for your products on platforms like Google, Facebook, and Pinterest, whether you asked for it or you didn't. If a buyer clicks one of those ads and then they purchase your product, you pay for it. It's 15% of the order if your shop is small, and 12% once you've cleared $10,000 in any 12-month stretch. That fee is capped at $100 per order, so there's a ceiling on it. And here's the part that matters. Past 10K, you cannot opt out. It's mandatory. And notice what just happened there. The rate went down 15% to 12%. That looks like a reward, right? If you hit 10 grand, you'll get a discount. Except that discount is the thing they hand you on your way in. Under 10,000, you pay more per sale, but you can switch the whole thing off. Over 10,000, you pay less per sale and you can never switch it off again. You're in for the lifetime of the shop. Drop back under 10 grand next year, it doesn't really matter. You're still in. And here's what stings. That percentage isn't charged on the item the buyer clicked. It's charged on the whole order. So somebody clicks an ad for your $2 sticker, they land in your shop, they browse around, and they check out with $80 of stuff. The ad just found you one customer and you end up paying 12% on all $80. The ad did the work of one sale. It got paid on the entire cart. 𝐬𝐮𝐬 has designed a system where you getting more successful automatically signs you up to pay them more. So, of that $18.88 sale, when it comes through an offsite ad, you're giving up around $4.50 total, roughly 24%. So congrats on your growth, my friend. The most successful shops in my sample are already acting like they know all of this. Look at what one of them is actually doing. DPC Digitals. What's their #1 listing? I can tell you it's not a planner. It's called Lifetime Access DPC Vault. It's $99 and it's their most expensive item. They're not offering discounts on it and they're not running ads on it either. That's a membership. Yeah, exactly my point. They've turned one-time 𝐬𝐮𝐬 buyers into people with an ongoing reason to come back to them. And they run a community alongside all of that. Inside the biggest rented mall on the internet, they were able to build a door that leads to their own building. That's a pretty smart future position. Now, let's run the same logic on it that we ran at the top of this video. $99 comes in, 20 cents for the listing, 6.5% transaction fee, that's $6.44. Payment processing takes about $3.22. 𝐬𝐮𝐬's cut is roughly $9.86. Call it 10%. There's your quarter. Same 25 cents as the planner, but against $99 instead of $18, it basically disappears. But here's why that number does something completely different than the one at the top of this video. On the $18 planner, that fee is a checkout counter charge. You pay it, the buyer leaves, and the next sale costs you the exact same thing all over again, forever. On the Vault, you pay it once. and what you get back is a member. It's the same fee schedule, but a completely different job. Every business that sells memberships has a number they'll pay to get one customer through the door. It's called customer acquisition cost. There are marketers who spend an entire career trying to push that number down by $3. DPCs is about $10, and even if that sale came in through an off-site ad, the expensive path, the one that you can't opt out of past 10K, it's about $22. $22 one time for somebody who now has a stand-in reason to come back to them directly. So look at what actually happened there. That fee stopped being rent. It turned into an advertising budget. And Etsy is the one running the ads. Leaving the platform isn't the right move here. Changing what you're buying with the fee is your right move. Now, in all fairness, I don't know DPC's terms. I don't know whether lifetime means one payment and done, or whether there's something on the back end. If it's one payment, this isn't recurring revenue. It's one bigger sale plus a relationship, and the relationship is still the point here. Now, let's separate two things that almost everybody mashes together, because Etsy has two different ad systems, and the second one is where most sellers actually lose their money. I'll show you why in a second. The one I just showed you, the offsite ads, Etsy bills you when somebody actually buys. It's expensive, but there's a sale attached to it. So you're losing a percentage of money you actually made. The other one is called Etsy ads. That's the one that runs inside of Etsy itself. Amazon does the same thing. You set a daily budget and you get charged every time somebody clicks. Not every time somebody buys, every time somebody clicks. And that's the whole difference right there. With offsite ads, your worst case scenario is a smaller profit. With Etsy ads, your worst case scenario is no profit at all. You just paid for 100 people to look at your planner and then walk away. One of them takes a cut of a win, the other one takes a cut of a maybe. So when I tell you a shop is buying ads, I want you to be asking which kind of ads, because those are two different bets. And look, that's not stealing money, that's collecting rent. Etsy spent 20 years building a mall with millions of buyers walking through it, and the fee is what a storefront in that mall costs. For a brand new seller, that might be the best deal available, because the alternative is a website that nobody would visit. But rent has a property that ownership doesn't. The landlord sets the price. Etsy's overall take has been climbing for years now, and you don't get a vote in it. Whatever they charge next year, your only options are to pay it or to leave the platform. The fees aren't the expensive part. When somebody buys your planner on Etsy, whose customer are they? They're Etsy's, of course. You don't get their email address, do you? You can't message them next month when you launch something new, right? If Etsy's algorithm decides tomorrow that your listings rank on page 4 instead of page 1, every single one of those 30,000 sales is worth exactly nothing, zero. And good luck reaching the 30,000 first sale. You see, you didn't build a customer base. What you built is a sales history inside somebody else's customer base. It's their traffic, not yours. And once you see it that way, the weirdest findings from the last video stop being weird. Remember 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 Creative Studio? That store is 1 year old, has made 9,500 sales, which in my opinion is genuinely good, and is still buying ads and discounting 25% off the entire shop to hold a page 1 spot. That's what renting costs. When the platform owns the customer relationship, visibility is never yours. It's a subscription. If you stop paying in ad spend, in discounts, in constant new listings, the whole thing lapses. Remember the discount wall? 65% off, 75% off on almost every top listing? That's the same thing. When every shop is interchangeable to the buyer, because the buyer's loyalty is to Etsy's search bar and not to you, the price is the only lever left. Now, the brand names that are stuffed into the middle of every title, like My Porsche Prints in all of their 1,400 listings, or Ali Mary Digital in every single one of their listings, this is actually name recognition, the one asset that walks out of the mall with you. A buyer who remembers 𝐟𝐨𝐫𝐸 Digital can find 𝐟𝐨𝐫𝐸 anywhere they go. A buyer who remembers that planner from page 1 will belong to 𝐬𝐨𝐫 forever. So, the shops with the strongest numbers in my data are doing two things at once. They're selling in the rented space and they're using every sale to build something they own, like a brand people can search for, or a membership for lifetime access, or a community people can belong to, an actual reason to be remembered by name. Now, I can't see DPC Digital's revenue split. I don't know what percentage of their business the vault represents. And I haven't personally built a 30,000 sale 𝐬𝐨𝐫 shop, so I'm not here to tell you I've done this. What I'm telling you is what the people who have done it appear to be doing, and why the fee structure makes their behavior rational. So, weigh all of this accordingly. You've now seen all three: the escape hatch, the free move, and the fee that punishes success. What do you do with them practically if you're selling or about to? 1. You build 12% into your price before anything else, and up to a quarter if the sale could come through an ad. That's before you've counted your own time. 2. You put your name in every title, every image, and every file you deliver. It's free and it's the only asset that survives an algorithm change. 3. You give buyers one reason to know you exist outside of the platform. The top shops are using memberships and communities, and even a simple more free templates at my site insert in the download is a start to attract people. But whatever you do, check 𝐬𝐨's current rules on what you can include and stay inside them. 4. You treat the platform as a traffic source, not a business. The business is whatever's still standing if the platform changes the rules on you tomorrow, because on a long enough timeline, the platform will always change the rules on you. If you want to work through what an owned layer looks like for your specific shop, that's exactly the kind of thing we do inside my private community. You can bring your shop and we'll take a look and sharpen it together. In the next video, I'm staying in the investigation lane. I'm going with the same 9 shops, but with one more question. I want to know what they actually own, because a few of them are quietly building something 𝐬𝐨 can't take away, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. So I'll see you in the next one.